Okay, hey, what's up? All right, hey, what's up, you guys? We're a little bit more up close and personal, so I hope you like this angle. If you do, let me know in the comments. So today's video is gonna be, you know, a story time of something that I've been through in my life. Y'all know those are the best ones. Today we're gonna be eating, like a bento box. So this is like a bento box place. I think this is the place right here. I have never tasted it. That's why I don't like to promote people, but this is where it comes from. I'm super hungry. Let's get some food in my mouth before I start getting hangry, okay? And I don't want to get hangry at you guys because you didn't do nothing. You just got here. Why would I do that to you? You know? Like, you're just going to be at the line of fire right now, you know? Okay, let me put something in my mouth. I got Diet Coke. We're going to get into the story right now. Y'all know this is an eating channel. Get your food. Get your snack. Get your hot churros. Okay, we got bento boxes are Japanese lunch boxes, and they have like sushi. This is the California roll. I got a big salmon roll. I got some sashimi. I got salmon. I don't know what the hell that is, but thank you, God, for this food. Thank you for blessing me and the people that I got watching me. Okay, is this for this? Let's see. Oh, I wanted to eat some of that soup too. Love me some good greens. Let's try this soup. Okay. Oh, the soup is good. Oh. So you guys, my video today is gonna be I debated on what to call it because I kind of wanted to give it, like, you know, something that was gonna catch y'all's attention, something, I'm not gonna lie, you know, something that was gonna catch other people's attention, like, you know, I was abused by religion or my abuse through religion. Now I'm thinking about calling it my experience with religion, something like that. I don't know, we'll see what I call it. But I have a lot of experience with being religious, Christianity, Pentecostal. These are crispy things. I don't know, I don't even know what this is. It's just like a crispy shit. I don't know. What do I dip this in? It didn't give me instructions. I have some sauces right here. Okay, so I think it's like a potato or some shit. I don't know, but it's good. So you guys, I have a lot of experience in Christianity. I pretty much have experienced a lot of religions and a lot of churches, and it was not all good. It was scary. It was, it just, the whole religious experience that I've had when I was younger, you would think the amount of stuff that I went through, you would think that maybe I wouldn't, you know, I would steer away from God. And I'm not going to lie, I did for a little bit. I was angry. Now, I always knew that God was with me, and I always knew God's still with me, so I didn't steer away from God. But for a long time, I was hurt. I was hurt at, you know, Christianity. I was hurt at, I was hurt with God because I didn't understand why God allowed certain things to happen. So when I was a little girl, you know, we were always forced to go to church. You know, when you're young, you never really like church. And a lot of you guys know, I speak a lot about how my biological mom was a narcissist. And a lot of narcissistic people they like to control people with religion. A lot of them will choose to do that. Some of them don't. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them could control people with religion. That's where like cults start and stuff like that. Like people that make cults, they like to control other people with religion because they're narcissistic. So that was my mom. Like my mom liked to control us through religion a lot. And it was, for me as a child, it was very traumatic. I don't know if they understood that, or if she understood that, or if she knew what she was doing, or other people knew what they were doing, but it was just very traumatic for me, to be honest. Like to punish me with God, to punish me with religion, to punish me with church was traumatic for me. I thank God that, you know, nothing further happened to me with, you know, in the SA word. I was never SA'd, but thank God for that, you know, and I pray for the people that did go through that. But I mean, I'm surprised that that didn't happen to me, you know, because of all of the situations that I've been in. We're gonna try the baked salmon roll. This salmon is really good. So wasabi, the wasabi's good. Sometimes people don't have good wasabi. This wasabi is really good. I love when they have good wasabi. So so basically, since I was a little girl, my mom has pretty much tried to control us with religion. Is that a big piece? No. If we didn't listen, or if we were acting up, or if we were being bad, in her eyes, she would make us go to church. She would say, now we're going to church. Now we're going to pray. Now we're going to, sometimes it would actually be we would go to church and we would stay at church for hours. Sometimes, I'm going to get into that too, because that is one of the things that like was very traumatic for me. But sometimes it was going to church for hours. Sometimes it was staying at church from sun up to sundown. Sometimes it was doing church at home. Music blasting, all the lights off. She would turn all the lights off. She would begin to pray in tongues, begin to say that she's seen demons in us. She would start saying that, ooh, I got a lot of stuff in my mouth. She would say that she's seen demon behind us. She would act scared of us. She would say the reason why we're acting bad is because we need to pray and we need to ask the demons to leave us, which was me most of the time. She was always yelling at me, telling me I have demons in me, telling me that a lot of demons attached to me because of who I was around or who I was with. Because when I wasn't with her, I would go with my aunt. Right? Remember? You guys remember my other stories. So, when I wasn't with my mom, I was with my aunt. They kind of shared custody. And so, she would tell me, coming from my aunt, to have demons that have latched onto me that I need to get out of me. And she would basically exorcise the demons out of me. Pray for me until you know, I would cry. Pray for me until, you know, I would admit that I have a demon in me. Then if I would just let her know, if I would just say, yeah, okay, I have a demon in me, she would say, yep, I told you you did. She used to leave me with religious people that would, she would talk to people that were very religious. Like they would go to Pentecostal churches, they would go to Trinity churches, they would go to what else were they called? Pentecostal. There was another one where they would wear veils and skirts. Christian churches and stuff like that. Very hardcore Christian churches. I've seen a lot of stuff in the Christian churches. I've seen, you know, people doing bad things, saying bad things, gossiping, being with each other. There was a lot of, you know, just hoeing around up in the church that was very ungodly. I've seen the pastors talking shit. I've seen them just doing like ungodly shit that I just was like, I don't think that you're supposed to be doing that. Like, you know, I just knew they weren't supposed to be doing that. And I've been to pretty much every type of church. Christian, Pentecostal, obviously not Scientology, but you know, a lot of the Christian ones. I've been to Catholic churches. So, another thing, my mom would talk to religious people that would tell her, she would see them wearing veils, she would see them wearing skirts, she would become their friend. Because she knew they were like Pentecostal or something. And they would be like, oh, we're having a sun up, sundown church that we're going to fast for like a whole 8 hours. And we're going to be at the church from the morning to the night praying in tongues and casting out demons. And she would be like, oh, really? Good. Take my daughter. You know what? You're going to go to that because you need that, because you have demons in you. And I never understood why she believed I had demons in me, because I was such a sweet girl. I mean, I never changed. I am now who I was then. You know, to be honest, like, I never let myself. There would be some times where her behavior would really take over and get me to the height of my anxiety and really like push me over the edge, and I would have anxiety attacks and I would go crazy. There was some times where I would cry and have crying fits and just like get into like a little bit of a rage because of the things that she would push and push and push on me to bring me to the edge. I mean, I literally am like 9 years old, taking care of my brother, my baby brother, having that pressure on me, missing the woman that had raised me because she would take me for weeks or whatever and, you know, tell me that I couldn't see her and tell me if I didn't behave and tell me if I didn't do what she wanted me to do, I couldn't be with the person that I loved, which was my family, which was my aunt and her husband and the kids over there that raised me. But on top of that, leave me at churches, leave me at church functions, leave me to pray for hours and fast and pray the demons out of me and pray in tongues and do all these things that were just very fucking traumatizing. Very fucking traumatizing. And I now am just like thinking about, how would you ever do that to your child? It's just, it's really just like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is like, I really think about it. You know, I remember, let me tell you this one story. My mom had a friend that was cuckoo. She was very, very religious, very into God. She was Pentecostal Christian. And She went to this church that they would fast. They would stay at church all night. They would stay at church like days and days and days without eating, praying all night and day, falling on the floor, praying in tongues, lashing out demons, all that stuff. She would wear skirts and veils. I had to wear skirts and veils. So she had this friend that was very, very religious. And she had lived in West Covina. We lived over here in East LA. So I guess she felt the need to send me with her friend in West Covina. And she told me, look, you have to go to this church. You have to do this. You're in trouble. And if you don't do this, you're not going to go back with your aunt. So I had to do it. I had to go with her friend. And I was scared because, I mean, my mom would talk shit about her friend all the time. How she was crazy. How she was schizophrenic. How she was bipolar. And that all this stuff. And then she sent me with her. So I was scared of her. My mom always talked about her every time we would run into her, every time we would see her. But my mom was still her friend, and my mom would still go to church with her, and my mom would still, you know, kick it with her and stuff, but then talk shit behind her back and say she was like schizophrenic and stuff. So I was scared of this woman. So not only did this woman, I want to eat too. Not only did this woman take me, but my mom also signed up 2 other girls to go with me. Her other homegirls were having trouble with their teens. Now, mind you, I'm a good girl. At this point, I really was, you know, a good girl. And these girls that I'm going with, that she told her friend, look, we're going to send our girls with this lady. She's very Christian. She's going to whoop them into shape. They're going to go to church. They're going to like get traumatized, you know, and when they come back, they'll have all the demons out of them and they'll be good, right? So this girl that I went with, she was already having SCX. She was already talking to boys, smoking weed, all this shit. I wasn't doing all that. I didn't deserve what I went through. So I was like, hey, girl, we already in this. We gotta stick together. We gotta be each other's friend. So here comes the lady. She picks us up. I could say her name too. I still remember her. I'm not gonna say it. So she picks us up. She takes us to her house. Everything seems normal up until the time we gotta go to church. Then she's like, okay, we gotta put veils on, you know, we gotta like wear skirts and all this stuff. We're getting ready for church. She's like, mijas, we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna go to church. God's gonna really get into you and you're gonna let those demons out, whatever's bothering you, you know, blah, blah, blah. We get to church. We stay at church. Literally, we fell asleep at church. We stay at church till the sun comes up. I think we left her house around 5 o'clock, and we stood there until the sun came up. And her other little sister was like, her little sister was only like a year or 2 older than her. She had fell asleep on one of the benches. I fell asleep. She fell asleep. We woke up. They were still praising the Lord. Anyway, so we get back to her house, and she invites a man with her from the church that she was talking to all night at the church. Baby, she done made a booty call at the Lord's house. She brought a man home. We were all asleep in one room. She put us to sleep. She's like, all right, you guys could lay in there. You guys go to sleep. She had an extra room. We go to sleep in this extra room. We're scared. All night, hearing them screaming, hearing demons coming out of people, hearing tongues coming out of people, speaking in tongues, all that stuff. Like, and then going in this random lady's room and just sleeping in it was scary. We were scared. We were tripping out the whole night because we were hearing things and shit. She had a man in her room, and I don't know if she was casting out his demons or casting out other things, but things was going on in her room. And that was very ungodly. And when I told my mom that, she was laughing. I was like, we want to go home. This lady a hoe. So, I finally got my mom to pick me up because this lady, after she had the booty call, she started talking about that she sees angels and she sees them around the house And she started saying, look, you don't see that person right there? Look, they're standing behind you. It's an angel. And I was literally frightened. I was frightened. And I called my mom and I told her, please pick me up. Like, she's manic. She's doing weird things. She called this man over. She was having relations with him in the room. And I'm traumatized. I'm done. I'm ready to go home. Like, I'm sorry, mama, whatever I did, please pick me up. So she's like, okay. She's laughing. Oh, and to top it off, she shows us some scary ass movie in the night called, it's about a movie that possesses a woman. Oh no, a movie that I forgot what it's called. The phenomenon or something. No, it's about a ghost that rapes a woman. Traumatized, bitch. Traumatized. Like, what did I do to deserve this shit? I don't know. But I was done. Like, that was worse than boot camp, bitch. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And the religious abuse continued. Like, you know, when I got home, it was church every Sunday, but every Sunday it was yelling and screaming, cussing, fighting before we would get to church. You know, threatening me, saying, you know, because I didn't want to go to church anymore. I was already fed up at some point in time, and when I was getting older. And she used to have to, like, pinch me and pull my hair and threaten me and tell me, you better go to church. You got to go to church. You have to. And it was just, you know, constant religious abuse. And obviously I didn't leave the abuse until I left that situation, until I got older and I was old enough to say, like, I don't want it. I don't want to do this anymore. And that was just one of the factors. That was just, like, one of the things that was going on. But now going into the next video that I'm going to be filming, I'm going to just be filming and telling you guys, you know, what type of spiritual things that I'm into now. I've never strayed away from God. I still pray. I love God. It's not God's fault that my mom's a narcissist. I mean, it's something else's fault. Maybe she got a demon that she needed to cast out and she never cast it out, but she wanted to cast my demons out, and I never had a demon, but whatever. So yeah, my next video I'm going to be filming, you know, just talking about some spiritual things. People ask me all the time on lives and stuff on, like, what I did to lose weight. They talk about how I'm glowing and stuff like that. And I really just blame it on just, you know, a lot of spiritual things I do now. And I'm going to share that with you guys on my next video. I love you guys. I hope you guys like this video. I hope it wasn't too boring or too long. And yeah, till next time, please don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to comment. I read all my comments. You know how I know I read your comment? Because I don't let everybody comment. My comments are saved for me to view first. I view the comment first. If I don't like it, I delete it. If I like it and I read it, I approve it, and it goes straight to underneath the video. So you know I read everything. I love you guys. Peace out. Stay chunky, because chunky is beautiful.